Public attention has long been fixed on what might be flying through the sky, but a much denser trail of evidence exists on the ground. Decades of government records have been shielded, with crucial documentation often disappearing into a vast, classified archive before it can ever be audited. David Grusch, a decorated combat veteran and senior intelligence officer, was cleared to investigate these shadows. His career included high-level roles within the National Geospatial Intelligence Agency and the National Reconnaissance Office, placing him inside the very organizations that manage the nation's most sensitive data. In July 2023, Grusch brought his findings to a public hearing of the House Committee on Oversight and Accountability. His sworn testimony alleged that a secretive crash retrieval and reverse engineering program has operated for nearly a century without mandatory congressional notification or funding disclosure. Grusch detailed a mechanism where the Department of Defense allegedly transfers recovered materials to private aerospace contractors. This move effectively launders the physical evidence, shielding it from both public audits and Freedom of Information Act requests by placing it under corporate control. If these claims of oversight evasion are accurate, the United States is facing a systemic breakdown in its constitutional architecture. This implies a government apparatus has decoupled itself from the law, acting with absolute financial and legal impunity. The Pentagon's official response arrived in March 2024 through the All-Domain Anomaly Resolution Office, or AARO. Their Historical Record Report, Volume 1, serves as the government's formal counter-narrative to these allegations. AARO's primary conclusion was definitive. After reviewing nearly 80 years of archives and conducting dozens of interviews, they found zero empirical evidence that any sighting represented extraterrestrial technology. However, the report contains a significant admission. AARO acknowledges that hidden programs do exist. They simply classify them as deeply compartmentalized, authentic national security programs that the public has misidentified as extraterrestrial. History shows a clear pattern of this misidentification. In the 1950s, the U-2 spy plane operated at altitudes that commercial pilots and air traffic controllers found impossible to explain. The military documented that they deliberately allowed these sightings to be attributed to UFOs to maintain the plane's secrecy. The SR-71 Blackbird followed this trajectory. Its high-speed, high-altitude flight profile was so advanced that it naturally fueled reports of otherworldly craft, providing a perfect layer of cover for its reconnaissance missions. When the F-117 Nighthawk began testing, its sharp, radar-evading geometry further expanded the alien mythos. These radical designs were protected by the public's willingness to believe in extraterrestrial visitors. This history establishes that the U.S. government has a documented record of leveraging public belief in UFOs. By leaning into the extraterrestrial narrative, they have successfully shielded their most advanced terrestrial technology from both foreign intelligence and domestic oversight. A declassified proposal for a program called Kona Blue provides a rare look at how this bureaucratic architecture is built. This presentation slide outlines a prospective special access program within Homeland Security designed to reverse engineer non-human biologics. Its stated goal was to exploit advanced aerospace technology and prevent the disclosure of vital scientific data. This memorandum shows that while Kona Blue was ultimately rejected by the Deputy Secretary, it was formally recommended for approval. The document proves that the bureaucratic structure for unacknowledged programs is already a standard part of the government's playbook. Hiding these operations also requires a way to bypass the standard budget. This is where private aerospace contractors use a mechanism called Independent Research and Development, or IRAD. IRAD allows contractors to charge the government for research costs on public contracts, only to quietly funnel that capital into unacknowledged black projects. This creates a stream of funding that never appears on a standard congressional ledger. The existence of Kona Blue and the mechanics of IRAD prove that the framework to hide massive operations is real. It is a legally functional system that can keep the congressional Gang of Eight entirely in the dark. Intelligence officers who discover these unacknowledged networks often face immediate personal and professional consequences. Even with the highest security clearances, personnel who try to investigate these specific legacy programs are systematically blocked from read-on access. This ensures that only those already inside the network can see its full scope. To report this, officers must file formal complaints with the Intelligence Community Inspector General. This places the whistleblower directly in the crosshairs of the organizations they are trying to expose. After David Grusch filed his complaint in 2022, he reported experiencing what he called administrative terrorism. He described a coordinated effort by superiors to dismantle his career in retaliation for his disclosures. Whistleblowers in this space have reported a specific range of tactics: targeted career destruction, the sudden revocation of clearances, and threats to their personal safety. The intelligence apparatus functions as a self-protecting organism. It is designed to identify and neutralize anyone who attempts to enforce constitutional oversight from the inside. This creates a specific paradox for the modern transparency movement. Congress created AARO with the explicit task of auditing and uncovering the Pentagon's hidden programs. However, AARO is an office within the Department of Defense. It reports directly to the leadership it is supposed to be auditing. In this structure, the investigated organization determines exactly what information the investigators are allowed to see. Until an independent external audit can penetrate the black budget and trace the IRAD funding, this system will continue to operate. The smokescreen remains in place, hiding the true nature of these programs from the public. To examine the full AARO files and documents behind the Kona Blue proposal, listen to our 20-minute deep dive podcast, available now.